Okay, we're going to show you how to get the front tire changed on your high bike. The first step is to loosen the axle nuts on both sides. You can just use an adjustable wrench or a box end wrench if you have the correct size. You just can twist that lefty-loosey and you're going to get both sides of the axle loosened. And once you have those loose, you want to only take off the nuts from the side that has the brake assembly on it. You'll see this arm. So take the nut and the washer off. You'll want to pay attention to the order that these parts, just like when you're doing anything else, the order that they come off. And then from here, it's a lot easier with two people, but I'm going to show you how to do it by yourself. You can use one hand on the fork of the bike and lift the frame off. By the way, you're going to need the battery pack off your bike in order to do this. Then if you come around on the brake side, you can see that behind the fork of the bike there was a spacer. Make sure that you keep this spacer. You can then pull the brakes right out from the wheel and pull your wheel loose. You can just let it rest on the front fork. Okay, now once you get your new tube in and the tire inflated, you're going to do the exact opposite. You're going to slide the tire inside the fork. You're going to put the brakes in the drum here. They slide in and then you can reach the other side and push the axle out a little bit. Now remember, your spacer was inside of the frame. Now there's two spacers. There's a small one on the brake side and then there's a bigger one on the non-brake side. And the way you want to line up your fork, and this is a tight fit, but you want the fork to line up in such a way that the spacers are inside of the fork. Like I said, this is a tight fit. And then the most important part here is the U-shaped bracket, you can see from this side, has to line up with the stud on the inside of the fork. That stud drops inside that U-shaped piece. If it doesn't drop in there, your brakes will not work. So that's very important. Once you get the fork all the way set on, you can just do exactly the way it came off. Put the washer in, and after you get the nut on, the studs inside the brakes, you want to just look at the wheel, make sure it's fairly centered underneath that bolt over your fender, and you can tighten down the axle nuts.